You know, my dad was right about a whole lot of things, and he always swore that tools never grew legs and walked off. But you know what? I think this is the one thing he was actually wrong about. I think they do grow legs and walk off.
Co-captain's log, day, I don't even know. We're on soybeans today. Look at my beautiful beans. Oh, I'm so proud of them. I do know it's Friday. I don't know what date it is. It's like October something. We haven't even picked a lint of cotton. And, yesterday, because of the weather, we swapped over to spraying cotton and wheat burned down, and Matt went and planted wheat. And then we're back on soybeans today, tomorrow, Sunday. Gotta finish up all the 4.7 beans before we go to the 5s. The 5s are not ready yet. And then we are supposed to start cotton on Monday, but now they're calling for rain. So maybe Tuesday? I don't know. I'm just here. I'm just here to follow him around.
All right, we've been cutting our double crop soybeans now 3 days now. We've gotten 185 acres done. We've got about 175 acres left that are ready to cut, then 130 that are not ready to cut. So it's Friday. I want to get done with these beans this weekend so we can get started picking cotton first part of next week. So getting 175 acres cut. I'd like to get them cut in 2 days. I don't think that's going to be possible with the moving we got to do. But we're going to give it our best shot. And if they can't get done tomorrow on Saturday, I guess we'll finish up what we got left on Sunday, then get all the cotton equipment hooked up, move to the field, and be ready to pick cotton Monday morning. Just hope that all our combine and everything holds together and we don't have any breakdowns. We're already getting late enough starts because of the heavy dews this week. Just choke the feeder up. So what happens when I'm talking to the GoPro and I'm paying 100% for the sounds of the combine? But anyway, as I was saying, of course, it seems like it's getting dark at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Not really, but you know, by 6:15 the sun is behind the trees and it gets damn quick, and really can't make much progress after that. So we got short working days. However, these beans that we leave until November after we get done picking cotton and planting wheat, our working days are going to be even that much shorter. So really want to get as many of these out this weekend as I possibly can, especially what these things are yielding and the quality of the soybeans going in the tank. I don't want them sitting out here another 3-4 weeks before we can get them out. Beans at $12.50 a bushel right now. We need all the beans we can get. Well, we finally got done with Pete's farm, and I'm glad of it. It was a good yielder. It averaged right at 60 bushels an acre, but man, that's the roughest farm I got, that old pasture farm I talked about during wheat harvest. Good gosh, I mean, it's just up and down and bumpy, and I might do some work on it next spring. We got moved across the road here to Roy's house. Got a 30-acre bottom, nice, flat, and smooth, so I get a little bit of reprieve, and we can roll on now. I had a good breeze blowing this afternoon, and these beans dried out pretty good, and they're going through the combine real nice and easy, except for the green stems. But I like to get, hopefully we can get this 30 acres done before we quit tonight and get moved across the road to Williams, make a little bit of dent in that. Then as soon as I hop off this combine, got to make a beeline for Zombie Trail. It's our next to last weekend this weekend, and with the weather we've got this weekend, it's absolutely gorgeous. Nice and mild, sunny, clear. We're expecting some huge crowds this weekend.
Where are you going so fast?
I'm not going fast. I'm going 3.5 miles an hour.
But we've been going like 2.8 on every other farm.
Gee, because the last farm was so blasted rough, I couldn't go fast. Plus, these beans have dried down, so I'm doing what the combine can do.
Yeah, you're also making it grunt really bad.
Kelly, I've been driving a combine 20 years. I think I know what I'm doing.
Use and abuse.
Kind of like I do you.
Yeah, the combine and I know exactly how we feel.
Always gotta have a comment. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Broke my train of thought. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Zombie Trail. Yeah, last weekend I think we ran through 1,300 people, and we were rained out Friday night, so we did 1,300 people on a Saturday night and Sunday night. Should be a real good weekend. Bring in a lot of money.
I'm kind of disappointed though. Like, I planted these beans and I still haven't gotten a chance to cut them. It's not fair. That's pretty messed up. You should let me drive. Do you ever just look at the combine driver and find out what their rhyme or reason as to why they cut a certain way? Like, why is there no pattern? Now you're just gonna go through the middle of the field? What are you doing? He goes around once, so it like gives me no room whatsoever. And are you going back around again? What are you doing? Help! So after we finish these, the next 3 days, we go to cotton. And I think the way that Matt is predicting the yields to be might have 10 days of cotton. If it's good, 14. But I know there's at least 3 farms that really suck. Like, just probably should put a bush hog to it. But yeah, 10 days, 10 to 14 days. And then after that, we've got to plant all that wheat too. So I don't know if we get like a rainy day and we can't pick cotton, he might go plant some wheat in between. That's something up to the boss man. But I'm just here to drive and run a module builder and attempt to make food and clean a house. Yeah. I think we have clean clothes. We do. We have clean clothes. This is clean. Ask me on day 9 of cotton if I'm wearing clean clothes. Now I say 10 to 14 days because it depends on what time you can start in the morning with cotton. You have to wait for the dew to dry off, so we need wind and we need sun. Unless the night before it was cloudy and there's no dew, then you can start around 9:30. Depends on when you can stop, how quickly it gets dark, how fast the dew falls, if there's cloud cover or not. But without fail, for 16 years, I can ask Matt during cotton, hey, what time do you think you're gonna stop? And every single time, this is what he says: when I get to a good stopping point. How is that telling me what time? When's a good stopping point? 2 a.m.? 4 a.m.? So frustrating. I don't even ask anymore. I just wait till he pulls the picker up and turns the lights off. Until then, I just keep smashing cotton. Because there's no hope in that whatsoever. That's why cotton takes forever. It's long, it's tedious, it's physical. But it's fun. Making people's undies.
we got done over there at Roy's house. Man, look at that. Look at the sunset right there. Oh, boy, that sure is pretty. I know the camera's not doing it justice either. Man, that's beautiful. Be a great time to take a video with my drone, but I don't have one. You sure don't see that in the big city. Well, we're approaching the end of another day. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to run. It already seems like this stuff's getting damp quickly. So we're going to chug it out as long as we can. So far we've gotten 55 acres done today. Hope we get a little bit farther, but these beans been cutting tough with these green stems, and so I ain't gotten along as far as I wanted to, but we'll be back out here again in the morning, and I'll be sure to bring y'all along. Well, we made it back to the field this morning. Just got started a whole lot later than what I'd planned on. The weatherman lied again. There's supposed to be a breeze start about the middle of the night last night, about 5 miles an hour, and steadily picking up this morning along with plentiful sunshine. And guess what was happening when I woke up? It was sprinkling rain, cloudy, and no breeze in sight. Anyway, the sun popped out a couple hours later. We got a slight breeze picking up. About 11:30, finally getting started. I was really hoping to be a whole lot farther along right now than what we are today, because we got rain coming in at some point tomorrow. I don't know if it's tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, after midnight. I don't know. I haven't been able to find a consensus from the weather forecast, and we still got about 105 acres or so to go. We got about 67 acres done yesterday, but unfortunately from the weather forecast we got a 100% chance of rain tomorrow, so it looks like cotton picking will be delayed a few days. Unfortunately, the weather forecast doesn't look all that great for next week. Got rain Sunday night, Monday morning, and then another chance of rain Wednesday, and then I think another chance of rain Friday. So it ain't looking good for cotton harvest. But as we all know, proven today, the weatherman can't have a tendency to lie. So maybe he's wrong about that too. All we can do is just play it as it goes though. Well, we got about 50 acres left on this rough old farm, and that's all, with the exception of Roy's house, that's all we've been on the last few days, and I'm tired of this rough ground. But after we get done with over here, we'll be have pretty smooth sailing. So hopefully later this afternoon we'll be on some better ground.
I have legit followed him around the entire field. Just wasting fuel, just wasting diesel, because there's no other way other than to follow him and go all the way around again, because he said it was yielding high. So if I don't follow him, then he'd get mad because, you know, I sat in the field. So I guess I'm just gonna go follow him. Whatever it is, it is. Oh, jeez, man, what the heck? Slow down. Jeez, come on, Laverne. I ain't got. Girl, got some issues today. I'm telling you.
I'm full. Where you at? It doesn't take an hour to air up a tire.
It was at 16.
I'm full. Where you at?
Sitting over here filling up the tire because you told me to. It was at 16.
It doesn't take 45 minutes to add a few extra pounds to it.
Because the valve stem is leaking, so that's why it's taking a while.
Well, I'm full. I'd like to get done over here sometime soon.
Okay, are you just being funny, or are you really being asshole?
Which one would you prefer me to be?
Really not the asshole, because then I will park this thing and go home.
What was the other side at?
28. So now we got this side up to 26.
You know, a good operator checks all that stuff before we get started for the day.
You're being funny. You're recording this on the GoPro. I'm going to take that GoPro and shove it where the sun don't shine.
Why are you only going like 6 miles an hour?
8.5, thank you.
Well, yesterday evening we had cut enough soybeans this year to fill my soybean contracts that we had to roll over from last year. If you've been watching this year, I've mentioned several times that while the price of soybeans right now on the Chicago Board of Trade may be high, what we've actually got contracted for a large part of our soybeans this year is extremely low. Right now, soybeans bring in roughly $12.50 a bushel. Not really sure what the basis is, just depends on the delivery months, but I mentioned several times that we've got about almost 25,000 bushels of soybeans contracted at $7.60 an acre because of the contract we had last year. Make a long story short, the contract wound up doubling on me. Didn't have enough bushels to fill it last year, so we had to roll it over this year. But in order to roll it over, we had to take the difference in the spread from last year to this year, which took about an extra $2.50 a bushel off the price. So that's how we wound up with, you know, almost 25,000 bushels of sub $8 bushel of beans. I never bought out of that contract because the market conditions weren't where I thought they needed to be successful, and ultimately that wound up being the right call. The soybean market really has just been on a gradual decline since the middle of the summer, and if I had bought out, you know, I would not have had an opportunity to buy back at a higher price and would have lost even more money. So ultimately, it looks like we're going to deliver about 25,000 bushels of $7.60 a bushel beans. But at least the contract be filled, it'll be done with. But now, beans we're cutting can be sold for current market prices, which about $12.50 a bushel. You know, about $5 more a bushel than what we had cut before. So anything from here on out, or everything that we've cut today, and from here on out till we get done with all of our beans, it's just going to be icing on top of the cake. And the more bushels we cut from here on out will just help bring my average soybean price up a lot higher this year. And I've mentioned several times before that what I pay myself and what I pay my landlords is the average price that I receive for that commodity for that year. That way everybody, myself included, gets the same price per bushel for that commodity. Some landlords don't come away with a higher price than others just because of when I was able to harvest their crop and deliver their crop.
Uh-oh, George. Was somebody going a little too fast? He was cruising right along at a 3.5 and then just skirt.
Finally got that rough ground out of the way. We got 30 acres of mainly bottom ground. Hopefully we'll be able to make some real good time on this and get this knocked out today. We got about another 45 minutes before the sun sets. And we got a little bit of a breeze blowing out there. As long as it keeps up after dark, we should be able to keep on going without much problem at all. I'd love to get this knocked out and get moved up to Windy City today. Let's take a minute and show you about a weird soybean phenomenon here. As you can tell, all the rest of the soybeans are ripe, looking good. Then you got a patch here that's green as a gourd. Anybody got any guesses to why that is? All right, the reason why that is take a notice up there. We got a power pole with a street light on it. Soybeans are totally dependent on length of day to determine when they mature out. And the thing is about it, you got a street light there, you know, there's constant light there 24 hours a day, so the soybean plant never knows that it's time to dry down and be mature, because it's the shortening of the days that trigger the soybean plant to stop reproducing and to go ahead and dry down and get ready for harvest. But when you got sunlight there 24 hours a day, you know, it still thinks that there's plenty of growing season left. So anytime you got soybean fields around the city, if you notice when it gets there harvest time, you got patches all the way around that street light that will stay green until the first frost hits. So anyway, that's your neat agricultural facts for the day segment.
Wait to see this. Lights are on, sun is down. That means I go into hibernation. I don't do well with the cold. If it drops below 60, I'm out. I look like an Eskimo. I can't handle the cold. Ever since I had my thyroid cancer, I cannot handle the cold. Just can't do it. They took out my thermometer, so now I'm gonna freeze. I get made fun of all the time, but I'm gonna stay warm. Also means when Matt turns on his lights, for some reason, the warning lights, the little whirlies, will only come on for like 30 seconds and they turn off. So I can't really, if I'm really not paying attention to him in the dark, then I can't tell if he's full or not because they don't stay on. Now during the day, they stay on the whole time, but at night, they turn off after 30 seconds. I don't know why. Oh, I can see one. But that's what it does. You would think it would be the opposite, because you can see during the day, you can't see at night. I don't know why. I think he's got some wiring that are backwards, but I can't tell, so I just gotta follow him everywhere. It is 9:07. We have been shelling. I'm cutting beans since 10:30. The wind's been blowing, so we got finished on that other farm, and now we're moved to another one. So I think we've gotten like, God, probably close to 80 acres done today. And then we're gonna move to the next farm. I don't know if he's gonna keep on cutting or what. I just know I'm exhausted. I've had a headache for about 3 hours. I might as well just live in this tractor. I'm so tired. I went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. No, 1 or 2 in the morning. And then, where'd he go? Went to bed around 1 or 2. And then, I was up at 7 because I had to go grocery shopping. Or actually, I picked up groceries. And then I got home, and it's just been a whirlwind ever since, so. I'm gonna tap out. I'm tapping out.
"27 acres to go. I'm ready to get this done so we can focus on picking some cotton." That's the wrong crop. I don't think this thing would function too well as a cotton picker. Alright, we are up here on the Windy City farm. And we got, this is the farm, we got 2 different commodities growing on. We got cotton here, soybeans here, and cotton over there. And the reason for that is that, if you remember, this was the farm that we had absolutely the worst stand on. The slugs absolutely decimated it. And I decided to keep part of the farm because I thought there was an acceptable enough stand there, but the other half of the farm was just not anything worth keeping. So we went back and planted the beans, and these were the last beans that we planted. We replanted this to soybeans after we got done planting our double crop beans. So technically these are full season beans, even though they haven't been growing as long. And this field is the only field of grain that I've got that is not Pioneer. These are actually Asgrow beans. I think they're 47X8 maybe. I know they're 4.7 maturity varieties, and the reason they're Asgrow and not Pioneers is because I had Delta Pine cotton planted in this field, and well, Delta Pine's not going to give you any kind of replant assistance for a competitor's brand of soybeans. I really don't expect these to yield as well as Pioneer, but hey, you never know. Give you a better view of our cotton. We defoliated that with the second shot, I think 3 days ago, so it's probably still another 5 to 7 days away from being ready to pick, being completely open. And some of it's not going to open up because it was just plain old immature, and we ran out of growing season on it. But you're looking at the UT variety plots there, and I have my doubts if we'll actually harvest those and put them in the UT plots this year, because there's really not a consistent enough stand to make sure we got good data. But I'm gonna wait and hear what the final decision is from UT on it. But I knew if we weren't going to harvest it and actually use the data, if I'd known that back in June, I think I just would have replanted this whole field.
But it's very, very, very windy and humid. We're supposed to get bad storms after 1 a.m. tonight, talking about tornadoes and really bad winds. So this is how you can tell how windy and humid it is outside, by how big my hair is. If it's 1980s rocker, it's pretty humid, and it's also really windy, so at least it's clean. Just rolling along. He's rolling pretty fast because this is regular beans. This isn't wheat beans where you gotta pick up the wheat straw, so we should be done here in a little bit.
Well, we have finally got an excellent morning to cut some beans. Had a breeze all night last night that dried the dew up. Bright sun this morning, and the winds are really picking up. This is the earliest start we've had. Heck, this might be the earliest start we've had all year long. We finished getting some more cotton equipment ready very first thing this morning. My plan is, as soon as we get done with these beans, we're gonna hop immediately on the cotton picker and go pick some cotton. Don't know how much we'll actually get picked today, but I definitely want to at least get the yield monitor calibrated, and that takes a while because we've got to pick a basket of cotton, then we got to haul it to the gin and weigh it. So it's definitely not as fast as calibrating a combine yield monitor for us, but definitely want to get that out of the way. And heck, if we can get 1, maybe 2 modules picked, that would be awesome, because we got a pretty severe storm system rolling in around midnight tonight that's likely going to knock us out for a day or 2 at least. The cotton's wide open where we're going to start, and rain's not going to do it any favors at all. So we're going to get out what we can. Don't know how much. First day of harvest very rarely goes well, and then you throw in the fact that we're starting on a Sunday. It could get ugly today. I don't know. I hope not. I think we're prepared. I think everything's ready to go, but you just don't ever know when it comes to the first day of harvest what all could go wrong. I mean, we saw that at the beginning of the corn harvest with the problems we had with the combine. So the cotton picker's a lot older, so it could very well be the same thing with the cotton picker. I hope not, but it wouldn't surprise me if it does. As you can see, we still got a few cotton plants out here because we did not burn down with Remoxone or anything, because we didn't want to damage the neighboring cotton. So we just let the planter destroy the stand. What little stand was out there, and going around curves, it missed a little bit. Unfortunately, none of that is open, so we're not going to have a chance to see how good of a job a combine would do harvesting cotton. Here's a little bit we're going to mow down though. First cotton stalks of the year getting cut. Alright guys, here's the last of the beans. Well, the last of the beans that we're going to cut for now anyway. That's 370 acres of our double crop beans done. We've got 130 more to go, but it's going to be quite a few videos before we get to that. We've got 450 acres of cotton to pick, and got about 450 acres of wheat to plant. Still got a lot of days ahead of us before we get this harvest wrapped up, but we made some real good progress this week. All right, who's ready to go pick some cotton?
On a Sunday, you are really, really, really playing with fire.
Oh no! Don't say the fire word.
You know it's bad karma. It's bad karma to start on a Sunday.
Yeah, well, it's going to be worse after tonight. So try and get a little bit peaked before this storm system comes in.
It doesn't matter if we get a little bit picked or none of it picked. We still have 475 acres sitting out there, regardless if the storm comes or not. I'm telling you, you better go and grab your Bible and put it in the picker. It's not funny.
Well, this is your favorite part of harvest. I figured you'd be a little bit more excited about it than this.
You don't start on a Sunday.
All right, then it's opposite day. It is now Monday.
Hi, I would like to talk to Matt and not Matt GoPro.
That is me talking. I've got nothing to complain about.
Sure.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for this video. Be sure to check back soon because we're going to have some cotton picking coming up here real soon. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again later.